Es el primero.
Hello everyone, welcome to Barca News. It is July 20th, 2025, and those were the images captured by Gerard Romero's Gigantes of Marcus Rashford landing in the city of Barcelona in order to join his new team under the orders of Hansi Flick. We're also going to be talking about the two players that Hansi Flick has chosen to fly to the preseason tour in Asia. Also, Barcelona have contacted Marc Pubill's agent, and I'm going to tell you why. And finally, reports out of Brazil stating that Barcelona are interested in signing Real Madrid's Rodrygo Goes. We have a lot to discuss, so let's begin. Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Mo. We'll begin this video with the news that Barcelona's newest signing, Marcus Rashford, has officially landed in the city of Barcelona, ready to join his team under his new team, under the orders of Hansi Flick. Now, Rashford is expected to undergo medical testing tomorrow, Monday, and then on Tuesday, it's expected that Barcelona will officially announce the signing of the Manchester United attacker, and then Thursday, Marcus Rashford will be flying with the first team to the preseason tour in Asia, more specifically in Japan and South Korea. Now, Barcelona have signed Marcus Rashford on a one-season loan with an option to buy worth around 35 million euros, where Barcelona will cover the entirety of the salary of Rashford, but the player has agreed to reduce his salary to make this move happen, and it's now been revealed that Rashford has agreed to reduce his salary by 25%. Now, it's reported that Rashford's salary at Man U was 18 million euros gross, so 25% of that is around 4.5 million euros. Subtract that from 18, meaning that Rashford will make around 13.5 million euros gross, or in other words, approximately 7 million euros net that the Man U attacker will make at FC Barcelona. Now, speaking of the preseason tour, Barcelona have released the following dates for the matches that Barcelona will play in Japan and South Korea, starting with on the 27th of July, where Barcelona will be playing against Vissel Kobe, the former team of the Barcelona legend Andrés Iniesta. Then Barcelona will fly to South Korea, where on the 31st of July, they will be playing against FC Seoul. And on August 4th, they'll be playing against Daegu FC. I hope I said that correctly. And finally, Barcelona will fly back to Spain, where, of course, on August 10th, they will play the Joan Gamper Trophy match against Cesc Fabregas' Como at the Johan Cruyff Stadium. Now, this will be the 7th Asia tour that Barcelona will do. The last time Barcelona went to Asia was in 2019 under the orders of Ernesto Valverde. And by the way, now that Rashford will be a Barcelona player, he's actually going to be facing off against his former teammate, Jesse Lingard, who now plays at FC Seoul. Now, it's estimated that around 3.6 million followers or Barcelona followers reside in Japan and another 2.3 million euros in South Korea. So approximately 6 million people will get to enjoy their favorite team, the greatest club on earth, FC Barcelona. Now, speaking of the preseason, today marked a full week of the preseason training. Of course, last Sunday, the players reported to medical testing. On Monday, they started the training. And today, Sunday, was the final day of the first week of the preseason. And as the players get ready for the preseason tour that will start on Thursday. Now, speaking of the preseason tour, we have to talk, of course, about the two players that, well, actually 3 players that Hansi Flick has already chosen to travel with him to the preseason tour in Asia, because as I reported in the previous videos, there are currently around 35 or 36 players training under the orders of Hansi Flick. It's actually 35. And Hansi Flick will only be able to take around 25 or 26. So approximately 10 players will be staying behind. And of course, aside from the first team players, Hansi Flick has chosen 3 names already to travel to the preseason tour. And the first one is Jofre Torrents, the 18-year-old left back who we talked about in previously on this channel. He's someone that Hansi Flick has been monitoring very closely in the academy. He's very, very impressed with the youngster. He thinks he could be the natural competition for Alejandro Balde And it's reported that Joffrey Torrens has been impressing Hansi Flick during a preseason training. So the German coach is now ready to take Joffrey with him on a preseason tour to see whether the young left back can earn a spot on the first team and can challenge Alejandro Balde for that left back position. Now, the two other names that Hansi Flick has chosen are the two names we spoke about in yesterday's video, which are the two players that have been also impressing Flick during the preseason, which of course are Pedro Fernandez Sarmiento, otherwise known as Dro, and of course Barcelona's second signing of the summer, who is Rooney Bargi. So I cannot wait to see what these three players will do during the preseason, and I just cannot wait, period, to see Barcelona play once again. Now, speaking of fullbacks, since we did mention Joffrey Torrens, it's been revealed that Barcelona have contacted Marc Pubill's agent in order to inquire about his possible move to AC Milan. Now, Marc Pubill is someone we've been talking about on the channel for quite some time. I think for a year now. We talked about him a lot last summer. But he's a 22-year-old right back who currently plays for Almeria. Barcelona tried to sign him last summer, but unfortunately, due to their finances, this was not possible. And in fact, approximately 2 or 3 weeks ago, I told you about how Barcelona were considering signing Marc Pubill with Real Betis, like co-sign him with Real Betis 50-50, where Marc Pubill would spend some time at Real Betis, then the other half of his contract at Barcelona, and the two teams would split his transfer fee and his rights, kind of like what Barcelona did with Real Betis when they signed Emerson Royal. And well, now the new news is that Barcelona reached out to his agent to see whether Marc Pubill has completed his move to AC Milan, because it looks like AC Milan are very interested in him. So Barcelona called the agent and said, hey, has this been done? Is it complete? What's going on? We don't know why Barcelona has made this call. That does not mean that Barcelona will try to sign Marc Pubill, but nonetheless, it is a pretty interesting call, especially when you add to it the fact that Barcelona have been linked with Marc Pubill for quite some time. And then you add to that the story that I broke to you, I think it was 2 or 3 weeks ago, that Barcelona were considering signing a fullback. So we'll see whether this was just, a curiosity call or whether there's something cooking behind the scenes now that Barcelona have signed a left winger, which of course was the number 2 priority, the number 1 being of course the signing of Joan Garcia. Now we will end today's video with the news that reports out of Brazil stating that Barcelona are interested in signing Rodrygo Goes, and that they have contacted his agent and his circle through an intermediary. Now it looks like Rodrygo Goes could be on his way out of Real Madrid now that they have decided to sign 20 left wingers. That's a great idea. Why not? But now reports out of Brazil stated that Barcelona reached out to Rodrygo Goes' agent to inquire whether Rodrygo would be willing to come to Barcelona, and that they did this through an intermediary. Well, I'm here to tell you that there is absolutely no truth to these reports. Barcelona have fully denied any reports of attempting to contact the player or even being interested in signing the player, because not only has Barcelona already signed Marcus Rashford, but 2, this signing would be impossible for Barcelona. It's reported that Rodrygo's price would be around 125 million euros. So if Barcelona cannot afford the 85 for Luis Diaz, they definitely cannot afford 125 for Rodrygo, not to mention his incredibly high salary that Barcelona would also not be able to afford. And third, let's be real here. Despite his price, despite his salary, despite Barcelona denying this, would you truly believe that Madrid would allow Rodrygo to go to Barcelona? There's absolutely no way in hell they would allow that. Barcelona just came off a season of spanking Real Madrid, defeating them in all 4 Clásicos, defeating them in 2 finals, 16 goals total. The last thing Real Madrid is going to do is say, hey, here's a great player so you could get better, and you could spank me even more time during this upcoming season. So no truth to these reports, completely denied by the club. And then again, it doesn't take, a genius to figure out that these reports are nothing but bullcrap, because when you do the math, it's just not possible. It's not feasible, and there's no way that Real Madrid would allow this to happen. This is most likely, Rodrygo's agent doing his job, building up hype behind the player to kind of either force Real Madrid to renew his contract or build more interest from other clubs. Now, don't get me wrong. I would love to see Rodrygo at Barcelona. I think he would be a great fit, but it's just never going to happen. Anyways, that is all for this video. There won't be any more videos. It was Sunday, so I guess a slow news day. But don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment. And as always, Visca Barça.